Keeping up with yourself does not have to be costly. I'm going to show you how I dip powder my nails right at home using the Azure Beauty Dip Kit. Cutting out all the fluff and getting down into the details. Let's jump right in. You're going to give your clean nails a good file just so that the powders can adhere properly. You can use a drill or a good old board. After filing it, I'm cleaning off the dusties. You can use a cotton round, which would be better. Next, I gather all the things I'm going to be using on a sheet of paper, and you'll see why a little bit later. Don't really believe this color. I did have to do some PR footage and the tops got mixed. Starting with a generous amount of the base, I'm just going to go in for the apex method, just gently stroking a little bit right at the tip of my finger and dipping it. You want to be careful not to press down. The powder will push the gel up and you'll get lumps and clumps in it. I've been doing dip for a few years and I found that the apex method is the best way to build. Once you dip all your nails, you're going to clean your fingertips, starting with the back of your hand and then move to the front. You're going to go around the nail beds and then gently over the nail. Don't put too much pressure because you don't want to disturb that base, which may cause lumps and clumps. For the second application, we're doing another layer about the middle of the finger. This time we're getting the sides of the nail. We're still not going all the way back just yet because we want to build for best results. The easiest way to get a clean dip is to pick it up and slide your finger in there. You can try to dip at an angle, but that's a little risky. You don't want to disturb that base. Now we're going in a third time, brushing the whole fingernail. You want to make sure to put the base on there evenly and smoothly, again, to avoid clumps and lumps. And be sure to take your time and do not use too much base because then it will pool and you'll get some on your skin and lumps. And I'll show you what to do if that happens as well. Flip your finger over and give it a nice little dusting. Don't worry about making a mess because we're going to clean it off the paper once we're done with this hand and transition to the next hand. What's most important here is covering your fingernail in that fine powder. Now this is why it's important to build. You can really see the difference in opacity with that apex area being the thickest and most solid. You can stop here if you like, but me, I'm going in for another layer. The easiest way to do this is to push around the base liquid. It saves time and guarantee an even coat. I repeat this step a total of 5 times to ensure that my nail gets to the thickness of my liking. Not only does it protect your nail from being flimsy and fragile, but it also makes the application last a little longer. Girl, I'm telling you, if you just took off your acrylic set and you need a little break, this is the perfect transition. Dip powder is where you want to be to keep those nails healthy and safe. After I'm done dipping my nail, I go in with the activator for 2 coats and then I clean up for the transition. Now mind you, this is a wrap on my natural nails, but look at how much thicker it is. Make sure you sift through that powder good to get any lint or flakes or dots or any debris out of that and put it back into the bottle. This is a personal jar, so we're all good here. I repeat the same step on the second hand. As you can see, one hand I did a little more coats than the other, which is fine because you'd rather have more than less, because next is the shaping. I've been seeing these Russian manicures trending, and one thing that really stuck out to me is the shape. I really want to create the illusion of an elongated nail bed. So what I'm going to do is narrow out the sides of my nail. However, I still want it to look natural, so I'm going to round out the tips. It's always best to go on with the nail file board before the drill because it just gives you more control and cause less damage. Now, I know we're talking about shaping, but do not forget to apply that activator, guys. It's so important to make sure you activate your nails at least 3 times to really penetrate those layers of powder to get your nails strong enough for the shaping. I choose to push my cuticles back after so that if needed, I can put the drill bits between my cuticle and the application. You don't want to push your cuticles back before and then you go into drill and it's just no space to really work with and you end up with sore finger beds. Been there, done that. This drill bit with the blunt edge is really good if you have a decent application and you don't need to do too much, just really touch up the edges of your cuticle. However, if you need to burrow in that space and create a gap, you'd want to use the pointed one. After I get my nails to my desired shape, then I'm going to go in with this cube. I don't even know what it's called, honestly, but it just smooths out the top of my nails. Give them a good clean and remove any excess cotton. And then we're going in with the top coat for finishing touches. Again, the easiest way is to put that polish on and push it around the nails instead of trying to stroke it to perfection. I cure each hand for 60 seconds with the top coat. Clean them one more time with the rubbing alcohol, and 2.5 hours later, voila.